You know when someone's thinking about you and the phone rings, and he had called me. It was almost simultaneously, and I had said to him, listen, I just found out that, what's going on? He says, I have kidney failure and I need a kidney. I said, well, what's wrong with your other kidney? Because I didn't know. He says, no, they're both not good.
I was always getting sick, so I wound up going to a walk-in. That doctor immediately noticed that I looked anemic and asked me if I minded him doing a blood test. So we drew blood. A few minutes later, he told me my hemoglobin was half of what it should have been. So he asked me to go to the emergency room. They had done a blood transfusion, and the next morning they discovered I had end-stage renal failure.
"27-year-old Cesar Bonventry goes to dialysis 3 days a week in Brooklyn, New York.
Being on dialysis, I mean, it's a great substitute for not having a kidney, but it's still taking its toll on your body.
He's on a list for a kidney transplant, but the wait is long and uncertain.
For a deceased donor, it takes about 5 years in New York State.
What did you think when you heard that?
It's shocking to think I got to do dialysis for 5 years. I mean, that would be terrible. You're sitting in a chair for 4 hours, 3 days a week.
His best option is to get an organ donation from a friend or family member.
It's really hard to ask somebody to do that for you. It's really, you just wait for somebody to volunteer.
A few had offered. Some weren't good matches. Others who were wound up backing out.
I mean, it hurts a little bit, you're getting yourself all pumped up and excited that they're doing this for you, and then you find out that they're not as into it anymore, and it's kind of like, it hits you.
Then he heard from Josephine Bonventry, a distant cousin who lives in Toronto. The two had met a few years ago while visiting family in Italy.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So when I first spoke to him, I said to him, I will research it and I'll get back to you. So I went home, I researched it, and I called him up and I said, you know what, I'm going to do this.
Their surgeries are scheduled for the same day in December at New York Presbyterian Hospital in Manhattan.
If I can help someone, if I have something that I can give to you to help you, it's just my nature. I want to, it's my nature to help.
Do you remember what side kidney you're donating this morning? For your cousin? Right. Let me put a little mark on your left side.
Josephine meets with her surgeon, Dr. Joseph Del Piso, to go over the procedure.
That's good right here. Good. That's just my initials. It says that surgeon and patient agree that we're dealing with the left side.
Okay.
Okay?
But her kidney, while a decent fit for Cesar, only matches one of his 6 kidney proteins, called antigens.
So I knew that 1 out of 6 meant he would have to take more anti-rejection. I knew the kidney wouldn't last as long. So he had said to me, would you consider doing a paired exchange?
A paired exchange is when 2 pairs of donors and recipients trade organs to get a better match.
I had to sleep on it for a minute because in my mind I'm like, but I want you to have my kidney. But after I slept on it, I thought, you know what, instead of helping one, I'm giving a kidney anyways. Instead of helping one, for sure I'll be helping 2, because I will give to a stranger and he'll still get a kidney, and a kidney that's even better for him.
Now, Josephine's kidney is going to Los Angeles. In exchange, Cesar is getting a kidney with a 3-antigen match from Virginia. They are part of the largest chain of paired exchanges ever undertaken. 30 people will get new kidneys thanks to 30 donors. Josephine's kidney is removed laparoscopically through 3 small incisions in a surgery that lasts an hour and a half. The kidney is placed in a plastic bag, packed in ice, and taken to the airport by a courier. The transplant surgery in Los Angeles is scheduled for later that afternoon. Meanwhile, a donor in Virginia, who matches 3 of Cesar's antigens, is undergoing the same procedure as Josephine. That kidney arrives at New York Presbyterian in the afternoon and is delivered by hand to the operating room.
I do this every day, but you always have to step back and think about actually what's happening. And it just impresses me every time that particularly the altruistic donors, but really donors at large, all of them, I think all possess this unique capacity to think beyond themselves.
There's a kidney.
Cesar's new kidney, from a donor he's never met, is prepped. Dr. Sandeep Kapoor and his team transplant the new organ, and within minutes it is filtering Caesar's blood. A week after the operation, Caesar and Josephine are at his mother's home, recovering. Caesar, who's part Italian and part Irish, is already enjoying rich foods that were off limits.
I couldn't have too much bread, I couldn't have cheese, I couldn't have tomatoes. Everything comes with bread and cheese, so it's been torture trying to eating things without salt, not putting salt in my food. Everything's been bland.
It's just nice to see him healthy and not, with the tubes and not worrying, oh, I can't eat this, or I have to go to dialysis, it's 4 hours that I'm going to be gone.
I don't know who else would have done it if Josephine didn't step in. Even though her kidney matched me a little bit, it wasn't a great match, but she took it upon herself to go the extra step and enter this swap. And I wound up with a kidney that was 3 times better. So in hopes that it'll last me forever and I'll never have to do this again.